Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at another new figure, and this is the Autobot Impactor from the Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy. What we'll do with this video, we'll have a quick look at him inside the packaging, we'll have a look at the artwork and stuff that's on the back of the box. We can see exactly what the contents are inside. We'll take him out and then we'll do a comparison with the original Siege Impactor, and of course we'll transform him into his other mode, and we can just have a good look at him and see which way you want to display him. So as I've already mentioned, this is one of the new figures. It's one of the Netflix exclusives, which you can see there, and this is released to coincide with the cartoon that's currently running on Netflix right now, which is of course the War for Cybertron. And what these figures mainly are their redecos of some of the original figures with some more battle damage, and they look a little bit more worn out. So let's have a look at the box first. So we've got the already well-known and popular artwork for, I think it's Earthrise and I think it might be Siege combined, but it's in the black, white and red colours, of course, which is the colours of the Netflix. So that's the same artwork we've seen. It does look really good, but they've just changed the colours of it. And then on the back we've got, there he is in his robot mode, and the fact it's going to take 19 steps to convert him into his alternate mode. Let's take him out of the box then. So I mentioned before in all the videos that these are really good, to be fair. The Bumblebee I was very impressed with, even though that was a brand new mould, obviously, well, not a new mould, new toy, with all the additions. And the same with this, even though it is just a redeco. I think the main reason for this is obviously what you're about to see in a second. We do still get the Teletran one makeup to make a diorama in the back of it. So if we take this out, there's the figure. We'll have a look at him in a second. Here's the box. You've got the lovely artwork there, again, all in the red and white colour for the Cybertron. The instructions, obviously, which are the same. But then this is the important bit. This is why most people are collecting this War for Cybertron range, and that does look very boring by itself, but when you combine it with the other 9 pieces, you can make a full Teletran one diorama. So that's why most people are getting these. I'm going to try and stand that there. I don't think it will, but here he is inside the box then. So we can already see that he's very war-torn, shall we call it, compared to the original one. He's got some faded colours, some battle damage there on his knees. So what I'm going to do now, rather than waste time and making a load of noise getting him out of the package, I'm going to do that and we'll come straight back to you right now. Okay then, so here he is out of the box, and let's have a quick look at him in a bit more detail. So as with all the new figures, we've obviously got the articulation in the shoulders, at the biceps. The wrists turn in and out. They don't really, as I say, turn. That's just mainly for transformation. We can twist him at the top of the legs, at the ankles and at the toes. So, you know, the articulation is really good. And of course the main thing for this is the attention to detail. As I say, there's some war-torn damage there. He does look faded. Yeah, he looks like he's been literally through the wars. I think that's obviously the idea with him. Before I show you the accessories in 2 seconds, let's put the original one there. So there you go. The colour scheme is, it's obviously the same colours, but again, it's just battered, it's war-torn. He looks tired, doesn't he? Let's be honest, he does look really tired, and that's, as I say, the main difference, and that's the good selling point for these. Obviously the cartoons being quite dark, and exactly that, it is a good homage to the cartoon that's being shown. While we're here, I don't have a Generation 1 figure to compare him with, and the main reason for that is, in fact the only reason for that, is he wasn't an original Generation 1 figure. This figure here is the first figure of Autobot Impactor that was released, and this funnily enough only came out in America, and it's the Fall of Cybertron, and funnily enough this is a repaint or retool of what used to be Onslaught with the Bruticus. So this is the actual first figure released of Autobot Impactor, and obviously massively different alternate mode. He's more, they're still sort of like tanks, aren't they, but that was the mode of him there. He is in box. Unfortunately I do have a loose one, but he's combined to make Ruination up on the shelf. But there we go, that's who he's compared with. Again, no original Generation 1 release. Now here's the 2 weapons that come with him. He's got a small gun and a large gun. And what I do really like about this, and I know it's really obvious when I'm about to say this, that of course you can put them in both hands, but with all the holes that you've got in the forearms, in the shoulders, you can actually, you know, you can even put it on top there as well. So you can put it as a shoulder cannon, you can put it this on the side. You don't have to have the guns, as I've got with this particular figure, in the hands. You can put them on, as I've just shown you, on his shoulders, on his forearms, even connected to the top if you want to. So that's a really good thing that you can do excuse me, with these figures. I just like it. It just means that you've got that bit more of variety in how you want to display, and of course for the kids who they're actually intended for how you want to play with them. But there he is in his robot mode. What I'm going to do now, so it doesn't spoil it for yourself when you get one, I'm going to just quickly transform him into his alternate mode, and then we'll come back and see him in that mode as well. Okay then, so here he is in his alternate mode. Again, sorry if you're doing it off camera, but I just do it mainly to keep the time down, and of course because I don't want to take too much away of the surprise for you guys when you first get it. So it was 19 steps, and this is the tank that it's in. So you can see that the main gun is now turned into the, I suppose, barrel of the tank, and then the little gun you can put on the top there. Transformation process wasn't too difficult. You can see where we've swung around the legs, etc., and joined it all together. But otherwise, it's good. It's sturdy. It, you know, it does exactly what it says on the tin. It looks exactly what it should do. And I suppose, you know, not just this particular weapon, you can get any of the other weapons from the other figures. And again, with all the holes on the sides, you can display and you can, you know, mount more and more weaponry on him as and when and if you choose to. So the good thing again is that you can store all of the weapons and all the accessories rather that come with him on the figure in either mode, so you haven't got to worry about any of that. Yeah, I think he looks really good, to be honest. I will be displaying mine in the robot mode, purely because most of them are in the robot mode, and also I think this takes up just that little bit too much space. But yeah, he looks very good. I'm impressed with it. To be fair, I'm impressed with all of this line. As I say, not just because you keep getting these bits of Teletran 1, but you know, everybody keeps alluding to the, you know, the little title of mini masterpieces and stuff. I think they really are, I suppose, yeah, getting your money's worth. They're very good figures now. The prices have gone up on them, but yeah, really like it. So I'm just going to come back to you once again then with him back in robot mode, and we'll just do a quick summary. Right then, there he is back in his robot mode, and that's the way that I'm going to be displaying him on the shelf. So just in summary, I think he looks good. The new paint apps do really do the job. He does definitely look war torn, and I've just chose to change the weapons around at the front. But again, that's the beauty of it. You can put them whichever way you want, and you can even, as I say, put some of the other figures' weapons on it as well. Obviously, we've already mentioned this was the first release of him, and of course he was a combiner. They've obviously chosen not to do that at all with this, because there's no way really that I think they can combine him at all, but it doesn't really make a difference, and of course that's not what's happening in the cartoon anyway, so they are keeping things true to the cartoon, which I do like as well. But there it is then, in summary, the Netflix War for Cybertron Autobot Impactor. He's very good. If you have got the original one, I mean, unless you really do want this Teletran one, of course there is no real difference, just the paint. But of course this is where Hasbro, Takara, etc., they get us collectors, and you know, we know that we have to get them for silly little reasons like that. So it's entirely up to you. The figure obviously is no different, it just looks different, but the transformation and everything else is exactly the same. But I'd always recommend getting things like this because they are going to be sought after in the future. They obviously are store exclusives. In the UK, they're exclusive to Smiths, and I think are they Walmart in America? You guys can correct me with that. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. So with the fact that they're store exclusives, they're worth getting for that exact reason. But there you go. Here he is. Netflix War for Cybertron Autobot Impactor. Keep your suggestions coming in with the rest of the videos that I'm doing in the collection I've got, and of course guys, please take care.